You know, I've been fishing professionally for a long time, 25 plus years. And the one thing that I've learned is you have to be organized. You got to know where everything is at. I mean, it's all about saving time and being efficient on the water. What I love about Plano is they have so many options for my tackle storage. I mean, everything for in my boat, to be able to go to somebody else's boat, for traveling to and from the events, and having the perfect system to organize everything that you have and knowing exactly where it's at is going to save me a lot of time, and it's going to allow me to make more casts. It makes a big difference in my fishing. So I'm going to go through and kind of show you some of the stuff that I really like. You got to have the perfect storage for everything. I do a lot with soft plastics, and the foundation for all my plastics organization is these speed bags. So Plano has a whole signature series that we developed, and they come in 3 different sizes. And what I do is I organize them by category. So like this right here is the largest size, and I've got my swimming caffeine shads in it, something that I use a lot. I need to carry a lot of different bags of them. I've got all the colors, allows me to bring everything that I need. And you can see I've got a whole lot of them here. This is the middle size, and again, for the larger bags, you know, like your bigger 8-inch worms, things like that, I can carry these larger bags in there and carry plenty for that day. Some days you may get a lot of bites and go through 6-8 bags of plastic, so you're going to have to carry enough with you at any given time to be able to make it through the day. So I have a whole lot of those, and each bag has a different style in it. You know, I'll have my drop shot baits, finesse worms, rodents, creature baits, whatever it is in each one. So I carry a bunch of these with me. They're easy to store, they're easy to carry around. I can put the ones that I need from my truck into the boat for different fisheries and that. So for all my plastics, for me, that's the way to go. You know, the regular KVD bag like this is a great tool. This is one I've carried all season long. If I've got to go and jump in somebody else's boat, or if I need a few things to go someplace else, this is what I keep for myself. But a lot of anglers, this would be their main bag. And the neat thing is you can interchange all your different stowaways to it. It's got a lot of different things. You can put your pliers and clippers, scents, your sunglasses, all that in it. So it's a great travel bag, and to me, it's the perfect size. I mean, it's definitely not too big where it's so bulky that you're getting in anybody's way, and you can carry a lot of tackle in it. The foundation for me is the Plano Stowaway system. So, you know, I've got my Z21, and everybody's boat is a little bit different with your storage, and that's the beauty of the Plano Stowaways, is they come in every different size and configuration, and then in different styles. So, you know, I like the deep stowaways. You can see this one's taken a lot of abuse. I got all my KVD jerk baits in there. You know, I can put a bunch of baits in that right there, and that's something that I use a lot. So I want to have all the colors, all of those different styles. But for me, something that I've really made a big change to, especially for my hard baits, is the waterproof stowaways. You know, they come in multiple sizes, you know, both deep and shallow. This is the standard 3700 waterproof stowaway, and I love them because they're super durable. They've got 3 positive latches to them, and when you close this up, it's never going to come open. It's not going to let any water in. And I spend a lot of time changing treble hooks, you know, to my KVD mustads. So I've got a lot invested in these baits. I've got a lot of time invested in changing those hooks, and I sure don't want them to get rusty. So having these waterproof stowaways like this really helps that. What I love is they're so durable. I'm hard on equipment, and you know, they just hold up to the abuse that I put them through. They make the deep size. This is perfect. This is my box of 10 XDs right here. So you can see, even for these Magnum oversized crankbaits, I can have a bunch of them in there and I'm ready to go. So I use a ton of these waterproof stowaways just because they're so sound. And again, I'm gonna make sure that I'm protecting the investment of that time and money that I've got in all these baits and making sure they're not gonna rust. On top of that, I do a lot of spinnerbait storage. So I've got a lot of the Stowaway Pro Latch spinnerbait boxes. I can carry, you know, about 25 spinnerbaits, and I organize them by size. These are my big bottom dwellers. These are 1 3/8 and 1 ounce size. So the big spinnerbaits, and I can carry a half a dozen of these with different sizes of spinnerbaits. And so I know exactly which each one is. A lot of guys like to label them so they know what it is because they're clear. I mean, I can look at my stuff and know exactly where it's at, and I know where I keep it in my boat, so it works out really good. I keep one all-inclusive spinnerbait box, and this is a HydroFlow box. And the one thing I really like about this is, you know, when I'm changing spinnerbaits a lot, the skirts are wet and you can get some moisture in it. And this one, it breathes all the time. So I can keep it, you know, in the boat. They're not going to get rusty. The blades and swivels and hooks and things like that are in it, even if I put some wet spinner baits back in it. And I got a whole bunch, all different sizes of spinner baits. This is the one that I really work out of the most. So I got everything from little 3/16 ounce all the way up to 3/4 ounce. And I've got the blade configurations and sizes that I use the most. This is the one I keep handy and right there in top in my split center storage, and it works really well for me. I use a lot of spinner baits. You know, we were talking about those waterproof stowaways and the durability. So this is one of the small ones, and if you look close, I've got this thing jam-packed with tungsten. It weighs about 10 pounds. So to be able to take the abuse of pounding in the Great Lakes and rough water and shaking and banging around all the time and not breaking. You can see this one, I've had this box for several years. That's what I love about these waterproof stowaways, is they're so tough, so dependable, and even with all that weight, they're not gonna pop open and get all mixed together or anything like that. You have to keep things organized. I got all those weights organized by size, and it's really critical to me to keep it that way.